What is going on, you guys? As you may or may not know, I'm not into the competitive bodybuilding scene anymore, although I do follow it quite a bit. And with all the recent events happening with you know what and kind of the world in turmoil, and after watching the Arnold Classic Ohio that just happened, um, I felt it might be a fun thing to kind of go over and in depth some commentary on my own past competitions that for me is a thing of the past, but I still look at it with great pride of what I did and on the things that I accomplished. So this is going to be a two-part series, and this first show we're looking at is the Kelowna Classic 2016. Hard to believe 4 years ago now. I was only 20 years old when I did this competition. And to this day, I did a few competitions afterwards, including a national competition across the country. But to this day, still, this was my favorite competition I was ever a part of. A big road trip with my dad down there, and being my first time winning a show, winning the junior division was an amazing thing for me. We're kind of going to go through it. I'll share some of my insights here, maybe some critiques on myself and little notes about the show. The first thing I'm looking at right now, that back lat spread, that was my biggest weakness on stage. But like when we turn to the side here, like for the side tricep, I believe that's where I really separated myself from the rest of the competition here. And then I think just overall conditioning too, I was more conditioned than the two other guys here in the show. I worked my ass off for this show, you guys. Like, this was my life. Looking back on it, I can't even believe it because so much has happened since then. But this was my entire life. So we're gonna have a look at the posing routine now, and I'll let you guys kind of listen in. Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name. This was my top training song, and I thought, what better way to do it, to honor that than to use my posing routine to it. I really like this routine, actually. This kind of got the crowd going with me. There was a lot of people here at this show, guys. There was like 250 people, I would say, in the crowd of this show. Really, really good energy. It was such a good time. One thing, talking to one of the head judges after the show, that they told me was to work on grimacing when I pose. So you can definitely tell anytime I hit like a most muscular or something like that, I kind of make like a stank face, That was one thing I really tried to improve on for the next show, and you guys will see that in part two. Looking back, like, I just put everything into the show, and that kind of just reflected in my facial expressions, I think. Here's the pose down here. Really, really good time I had competing with these two guys. So Nico on the right of me there, I guess your right. Nico is a really good dude. We actually compete against each other again at the next show. You guys will see. At the time, I don't know about it anymore, but at the time he was actually sponsored by Chris Jones of Pump Chasers. And you guys will see, like, this kid still to this day has like the best set of traps I think I've ever competed against. And then Dylan to my left, great dude, one of the best, like, nicest guys I've met through bodybuilding. And we train out in the same gym that I go to now, and he's just such a good guy. Like, we've trained together a few times and stuff like that, and we just kind of have similar personalities and stuff. Yeah, like you can see Nico, that pose there was killer. But I can remember, guys, like, going through my head here, hearing my name called last for the first place trophy. I couldn't believe it. Like, this was everything to me at the time. Like, I definitely got pretty emotional, I think. after this had happened, and I felt that I deserved it. So it was a really good experience for me, like the best experience for me, and still to this day, like the best feat that I think I've accomplished in my lifetime. Yeah, definitely something I'll never forget. I still have the trophy, the picture of me hitting like my twisting bicep Arnold shot with the trophy there. That's up in my house, in my living room, or in my place. So definitely something that I carry with me still to this day. Alright guys, so thanks for watching this part 1 of my series. I'll show you guys part 2 in a couple of days. Stay tuned.